While I have already related the sordid details of my personal introduction to the study of birds in my first book, The Field Guide to Dumb Birds of North America, I feel the basic facts bear repeating here for the sake of context. I was introduced to birdwatching around the age of 10 by a lovely primary school teacher who was an enthusiastic amateur ornithologist in her own right. Thanks to her passion for all creatures feathered, our class was introduced to the study of birds and benefited from a number of field trips to various bird sanctuaries and misty forest trails around northwestern Washington, where I grew up and still reside. I even remember a rainy whitewater rafting trip down the Skagit River to experience nature's drama of bald eagles arriving in great numbers to feast on salmon, exhausted from their annual struggle upriver from the Pacific Ocean to spawn. In retrospect, there may have been a few minor rapids on this part of the Skagit. It was hardly what you would call whitewater. But to me, it was pure, unadulterated adventure in the great outdoors. I have fond memories from this formative time of my youth centered around the exploration of ornithology and the natural world. But there was also one somewhat traumatic experience regarding a bird report that was assigned to me and that became, in my 10-year-old mind, my first great academic failure. It involved a number of miserable excursions in the cold, wet landscape of the Pacific Northwest and frustratingly unsuccessful attempts to observe the notoriously difficult-to-spot golden-crowned kinglet, which was assigned to me in spite of my request to study and write about my favorite bird at the time, the ever-present black-capped chickadee. I suppose I could have simply gone to the library for my information in the first place, but in my mind, this was a matter of science, and it required first-hand observations gathered in the field. Yes, I was that kind of child. Ultimately, after spending all of my field research time definitely not observing a single kinglet, my bird report effort culminated in spending the last day of my Christmas break trying to cobble together a substandard report based on what I could glean from an old Peterson field guide and the family Encyclopedia Britannica, all while choking on tears and deadline anxiety. I think I received a satisfactory grade, but it felt like a bitter humiliation, and I had no one to blame but myself. Over time, I managed to get over that particular episode of academic underachievement, eventually forgetting about the report altogether, until 30-some years later, when, having never managed in my entire life to observe one in the field, a goddamn golden-crowned kinglet appeared in the brush near a path I was walking on. It proceeded to openly taunt me by foiling all of my attempts to capture a clear photo of it, and then flew away forever. To this day, I still have not spotted another.